Hey guys, welcome to another video for biology. In this video, we're taking a look at the kidneys, these two bean-shaped like organs that are just to the right and left of the spine. So here we're taking a posterior look, meaning we're looking at the kidneys from the back, and as we rotate it to the front, you can see that there's this big, large piece of tissue there that's covering them, but we're not going to talk about that. That's called the peritoneum. So back to the location of the kidneys. They're located between your thoracic spine or vertebrae number 12 and your L3, your lumbar number 3 vertebrae, and just below your liver. So your right kidney actually comes in direct contact with the liver just above it, and also part of your small intestine. If we look at the kidney and we split it open, just like you're going to do in the dissection, so in the dissection of the rat, you're going to take out the kidney and then you're going to make a longitudinal cut, cutting it in half, exposing these features that you're looking at right now. Let's go ahead and highlight some of these. Whoops, there we go. All right, so the first thing that I have highlighted here is called the renal pelvis. Okay, and then moving up outward, the middle part of the kidney is the darker portion. And so when you look at the kidney, you're going to notice that the middle is a little bit darker. This is the renal medulla, okay, or the renal pyramids. These are all filtering pyramids that drain into the pelvis, and then the pelvis will drain into the ureter. And then the outermost layer, which is the lighter color layer that you'll see in the dissection, this one's called the renal cortex. So the renal cortex and the renal medulla, and these two areas, these are where the blood is going to get. You kind of zero in on this image here on the renal cortex. So this line right here that I'm kind of drawing, okay, you see the arcuate vessels. These are capillaries. So up here is the renal cortex, and down below is the renal medulla. So on the renal cortex, you have what's called the glomerulus and the convoluted tubules. You have the distal convoluted tubule and the proximal convoluted tubule, the collecting duct. And this collecting duct, you'll notice, goes down through the medullary cavity here, the medulla. So it goes down all the way and it drains. So it's draining through. So this part right here, I'm going down, is the same as it being right here and going down the medulla, and it drains into the renal pelvis, fills up, and then there are muscles there that tighten up peristalsis, and they push the urine into the ureter and into the bladder. Just real quick, let's take a quick little tour of the circulatory system as it pertains to the kidneys. So this large red artery that you see here, this is the aorta. This is the descending aorta. This is coming from the heart. So as I'm rotating up, you can't really see the heart, but you can see the vertebrae that leads up into the thoracic, and that's the skull up there. So the heart would be somewhere over here. And then this is the aorta that leads from the heart. So this is oxygenated blood. This is blood that has contaminants, waste products in it. And as you can see, this main renal artery will branch out like a root system or like a branching system in a tree, and they get smaller. So these blood vessels get smaller as they permeate into the kidney. And each one of these vessels, each one of these segments has a specific name. Like, for example, these right here, these arteries that go in between the medulla, these are called interlobular arteries. And then the ones that arch around and border the medulla and the cortex, these are called your arcuate. Let me see if I can zoom in. These are called your arcuate arteries. And then as you can see, the ones that are right next to it are your veins. So the arteries come in, so these red arteries right here are oxygenated, okay? And they also have contaminants in the blood. And then they go through the filtering process that happens right here in the cortex and also in the medulla. Now, keep in mind that as this process happens, as this filtering process happens, two things happen. Number one, you produce urine, and the urine runs down the collecting ducts that run through the medulla and collect here in the renal pelvis. And on top of that, the blood that has been decontaminated, detoxified, is now running through the veins, these blue ones, and they run back through your renal veins. Okay, now let me zoom out. And then they run back into your inferior vena cava. Okay, inferior meaning that it's below the heart. So this is going to run back up and towards the heart and then into the lungs, get oxygenated again and run through every cell in the body and then come back to get detoxified again. So again, keep in mind that the kidneys, both of these kidneys, filter every single drop of blood that runs through every single of the 10 trillion cells that runs through your entire body. All of that blood has to be detoxified and filtered and basically made brand new so that the body can keep going on a day-to-day basis. And the thing that keeps this system going is your consistent drinking of water. You have to keep drinking water in order for this system to run efficiently to keep filtering out your blood. Because keep in mind that you're always producing urine, and urine is mostly made out of water. So that means you have water that is leaving your body several times a day when you urinate, but also leaving your body when you perspire and when you're breathing. So there's a constant outflow of water going out of your body, so there always has to be a constant inflow as well. Okay, guys, thanks for listening and good luck in your studying.